All right, so here is my window sticker for my 2023 Ford Bronco, right? You'll see that they call the interior, they call it here vinyl black seats. Even if you look through some of the interior and exterior features, you don't really see anything about the two-tone colors they have. But one of the things that all the Broncos do have is they do have a kind of color scheme to them that is found on their interior. Now, don't be mistaken, it is not always the same as the Badlands sticker, right? I mean, this is a yellow sticker. It just so happens that my Bronco actually does have yellow actually inserts, and they're actually yellow. I found out this is actually called cyber orange. So everywhere that I do have some accent colors, whether it be on my sissy bars or my oh crap bars, right? Even my air vents, they are yellow. And what I did was I went ahead and I bought an aftermarket kit that includes some of these little pads here that you can put in. They're in my glove box. They're down here also in the door as well, in those little pockets there. They do actually come across on the dash as well. But if you have the Bang & Olufsen upgraded sound system, you're gonna get a center speaker there. I didn't want to have that covered. So my dash is just my camera mount and my main man Bucky hanging out with me. But the one part that we don't get any colors on, oh, and I guess I should add on really quickly here, if you wanted to, it's totally optional, but I did go ahead to kind of keep that yellow motif going, and I do have, put these on here too, which are nice yellow. But again, kind of that cyber orange. The problem is when you try to look up aftermarket stuff, right, of like what you want to put on your car, it's hard to determine if you get something that's yellow or orange or something in between, because a lot of people have a hard time kind of matching this color, especially on materials that are not plastic. That's the one thing all these things have in common, right? You got plastic inlays here, you got plastic on the air vents. Obviously my little silicone pieces have plastic inlays there, and it's kind of hard sometimes for the companies to kind of like match that color. I went ahead and I bought these. This is a set of 6 rings. I'll post a link to them in the description below. Here's a whole set of them, so you can see them all right here. I just pulled the one out of the bag just to show you. But what these rings do is they are basically cover rings for your knobs and to give you a little bit more color as well. And let me actually go around the other side so you can get a better look at this without the reflection, so you can get a chance to kind of see if this is something you're interested in. I'm always looking for upgrades, right, on what my car has. I'm always looking for fun little ways to kind of accentuate it. And I do gotta say that to me, this part of the cockpit kind of looks boring, right? There's really not a lot going on here. I get it. It's kind of low frills. The only thing you'd have different when the vehicle was on is if the air was on, you would have, you know, the temperature there, right? So you could see it quickly at a glance. But everything else is kind of boring. As where, I don't know, to me, you just have these little vibrant pops of color on different parts of the vehicle. And then you just don't have anything going on here. So this is what these attempt to resolve. Now, you could try to match the color. You could go the totally different color. They make all different sorts of color: red, black, green, blue. You know, they got a ton of them, right? But the idea is you just kind of snap these on, and they kind of replace what you have in place now, in a sense. It doesn't change the functionality or anything. They obviously still turn. It has that two-tone, so it's got that silver ring inside of it. You just push them in place, and that's it. So that's kind of what it looks like with one, without one. Like I said, you get a set of 6. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do this with 2 hands, so I'm gonna pause the video real quick. I'll be right back. Now, don't get thrown for a loop like me. These rings are slightly different. You're gonna very quickly be able to tell which the go over terrain mode knob is, right? It's the biggest one. There's only one of them. Same thing with the volume knobs. They're gonna stick out bigger than everything else. But the volume, the tune, and the light knob over here for your light controls, right? Those are actually slightly different. So how are you gonna be able to tell the difference? Well, hopefully you can see this. Hopefully it comes out well in the camera. This is the outlier, this one on the left. Can you tell it's just slightly smaller? in terms of thickness, and I'm talking about like the distance from like the actual thickness of the ring. Can you tell it just looks a little bit smaller? From a profile view, which is hard to do on a camera this close, but it's actually a little bit shorter too, height-wise. Not by much, again, due to the thickness. This is the outlier. This is the one that you're going to want to actually put on the headlight control. So we're going to go ahead and take the one that is not the headlight control. We're going to go ahead and put it over here so you can see what that looks like. Just kind of push it in. It doesn't snap into place. You could just tell when the pressure kind of reaches the end. And we'll look at a side view over here to see if it's something you're interested in. And then there's the volume knob, or the headlight knob. So you could tell it does butt up pretty well. It doesn't have any play in it. Like, I don't think it's going to vibrate when you're driving. It's definitely not going to like wiggle loose. I mean, I'm jiggling and wiggling on it. It's staying in place pretty well. Same with these two over here. They're insecure pretty well. The nice thing is if you don't like it, like let's say you get a set of these, right? And you're like, you know what? These kind of suck. Well, you just pull it off. And that's it, it's done. Because the inside's nice and smooth too, there's really no way you could damage anything. I'm always nervous about adding stuff aftermarket, especially when you have all these like nice little intricate gauges, and like you could see they put a lot of attention to detail and all the little tactile feel, right? So when you're grabbing it, your finger bites in here. You don't want to mess all this stuff up. So what I like about this brand, at least, or this particular model, I should say, is that they're smooth on the inside. From all my years of looking at like gaming controllers, like the Scuff or any of the aftermarket control freaks, I'm always so nervous about putting anything on my control sticks because I'm afraid I'm going to mess up the original product, and I don't think that's the case here. So I feel like this is something you could probably like get with ease. So the question is if you like them or not. Again, it's not, and that is crooked as hell. Again, let me push this on right. I want it to look good. There you go. Okay. It was put on crooked. That's not very nice. Yes, it's not the exact same color. If that absolutely annoys you and bothers you, then, don't do it. If it looks too blingy or too gaudy for you, obviously don't do it. But I think it's pretty cool. I think it's something different. This is my daily driver, so having something unique to look at is cool. There are other yellow inlay accessories I've been looking at, like the Bronco sticker there. They do make a steering wheel cover here that I've been considering if I want to get, because when I got delivery of my vehicle, it probably doesn't show well on the camera, but right here where my finger is, there's a little tiny scratch, and I obsess over it. I mean, honestly, I obsess over that scratch for hours, and I don't want to do that. So they do make steering wheel covers that I'm going to probably look into. But if you're looking for something fun and simple and cheap to kind of add to a little, little detail to your interior, I think this is a cool product. I recommend it. I'll post a link to the one I got in the description below. Check it out. It's not an affiliate link, so don't feel like I'm taking anything on the DL. Like, this is just a genuine, honest impression and reaction. The next thing I'm going to be working on is figuring out a way to get a better cover for this, because as you can see, my volume or my playlist are starting to kind of push through the plastic. So that's my next big upgrade. But I wanted to start here because obviously, I got to clean this poor screen. But obviously you could tell that, being in here a lot, playing with everything, I'm going to start showing some wear and tear, and I figure let's get some nice protective covers on here that actually look cool too. Hope you guys found this video interesting and informative. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.